We should be ready to go live with the game fairly soon here, one hopes, seeing as how, we're 12 minutes past the hour.
Yeah.
So,
And
I'm
I can
hearing
hear
game sounds. I'm hearing
yeah.
game sounds. So that's
I'm
usually
getting
a pretty
pumped
good,
up.
it's usually a pretty good indication that, we should be going live. But here we go, guys. Team Acer versus Team Panthers, the one best of 3 that we will be having here at Fragbite tonight. And we will be getting started very soon here on Dust 2. So there we have it. Perfect timing. Team Acer starting on the T side and Panthers playing on the CT side. So already we're seeing some decent. Actually, I'm liking this. Crystal going for the Tech 9 buy. So he's got the Tech 9 plus Kevlar. So that means that somebody went ahead and dropped that. Probably Threat, because Threat only has the smoke to go off of. So he would have had the extra $500 to drop that Tech 9. So they're going for the raid boss strat here with Crystal. You can see him taking this wide stance, basically trying to spot people out. And if we could take the volume down in our headsets just a scotch, that would be fantastic. So, as far as Panthers are concerned, though, this is pretty dead even between both of these teams. A lot of this is going to come down to the shots, and there you go, Zlinks. Now, remember Zlinks from last time. Zlinks was actually doing some very good damage, and we see that there with the 2 kills. He's done his job. ZPR trying to get in there as well. And ZPR, I mean, he's already taken damage, but he's fallen back, and he's actually been supported as well by Just. And Just was also a bit of a point man, but it looks like Panthers are pretty much going to hold off that Team Acer push. It was a bit of a YOLO push through mid, and nothing really happened there for the T side.
Yeah, we saw him, Links locked down middle there. It was great timing getting those kills when they rushed through the smoke. So impressive, and great start for Panthers. I think they need it on this map as well. Let's see, 3 Tech 9s on Acer. I wonder if they can do any damage with that. They're faced up against 1 MP7, 3 FAMASes, and 1 M4A1S, which isn't really optimal to buy in the second round, M4A1S, seeing as it only has 20 shots, and it's fairly expensive, especially now. So it's interesting from
It's definitely optimal. It's still so broken. Well, broken. It's still so powerful,
yeah.
I would say. I don't think it's broken. I think it's just pretty much like the best rifle to have. Unless it's a very situational position that you play. We see some players opt for the A4 because they know that they're playing like, high volume positions on the map where they're likely to run into 2 or 3 players trying to rush them down, in which case that 10 extra bullets. And, the fact that you're trying to stay invisible, I guess, thanks to the silencer, that doesn't really come into play too much. So having the extra bullets could be enough, could mean you winning the defense or losing it. That's when you'll go for the A4, but vast majority of the time we see a lot of players still go for the A1, even with it costing $100 more.
Yeah, I was thinking more in a anti-eco kind of deal. You'd probably go with the submachine guns nowadays instead of the rifle.
Yeah, you're seeing. I suppose that comes down to the teams that have a bit more confidence in their ability to hit the shots, really.
Yeah, Zelian survives with his M4, so it's okay. It was a great eco from Acer though, getting a plant and 3 kills. That's an expensive round for Panthers.
Yeah, and when you think about the investment that's being made by Team Acer to get those 3 kills, it really is worth it. Because they're dropping, what, like 1,500? They're killing guys who have upgraded to rifles, who have spent, at least 4,200 in that round, right? So that's that's great return on investment. And because of that, you see Team Acer just going straight up to the AK on Crystal, and then pistols, armor, nades, everything. They're turning this into a real buy round now, Team Acer.
Pretty cool tactic, actually. Having one rifle and play around that so heavily with all nades.
It's kind of like they seem to have a bit of the same idea as Team Envy do right now, which is, just buy when you can because you know that you're going to be doing the damage. But look at that. ZPR and Zlinks, both of them just doing tremendous damage to the lineup there. Acer just getting completely slapped around. Threat taking a lot of damage from that nade and a couple bullets as well. So that was perfect for Panthers.
Yeah, Zlinks seems to be hard to kill in middle.
Yeah, he's on point right now, Zlinks. But, I mean, when we saw Panthers play the first time around, yeah, you're right. Just did some good work, but Zlinks, I remember him actually stepping up quite a bit as well. So it's, so far we're seeing some very solid play from him. They look like they want to try and capitalize on that, perhaps Team Acer, by going for this B split eventually. Try to walk over to that B site where, in general, there's less defenders. But can be a little bit tricky to get in through, so unless they can pick off Zlinks early, it might get a little hairy for them. They did spot out the man holding in CT in what is usually Happy's spot, so that's not too bad. But then just pushes out. This is perfect from him. They have no idea where they're getting shot from. They had absolutely no idea where they're getting shot from. And there you go. That's why, a bonus $100 doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, when you get situations like that, it's worth every penny.
Yeah. And although if he had the M4A4, he wouldn't have had to switch to the pistol.
Well, his spray was also a little sloppy there, right? So maybe he needs to hit the DM a little bit.
I'm just messing around.
Get that Rocky moment where he's just like, okay, you know, I'm going to get 1,000 frags a day, and I'm only going to tap. Yeah, this is just a straight up rush onto B site right now. We didn't have really too many anti-rush nades thrown out there by Team Acer. It looks like they had the smoke. I think they had a Molotov down as well. But so far, actually, some pretty damn good work coming out here from Acer. They've made this into a 2-on-2 somehow. And that's off of Wenton with the P250, a Glock on Crystal, but now they've got 2 rifles to work with, and things get actually a little bit difficult here for Panthers. They might rethink their strategy the next time around, whereas, you know, when you decide to skimp on the anti-rush.
Yeah, Crystal burning down to 27 HP, though.
Bit sloppy.
Yeah.
A little bit sloppy. And there you go. Default picks up the first man, but Crystal catches his teammate going out through the window. So it's going to come down to Default, and he's going to pick up everything here. So 3 kills for him, 2 for Zelen. But a very sloppy round there from Panthers, all things considered, versus a hard eco from Team Acer.
Yeah. They were kind of lucky Default got that quick headshot here, where he is right now, because if that turns into an aim duel, that could be really hard to hit Wenton.
It's kind of sloppy by Wenton there, actually, because you can hold doors while crouched behind the boxes, so you don't need to expose yourself to upper dark.
True.
So him leaving his head exposed there actually kind of wrecked things for his team.
Yeah. He was forced into the corner, though, because of the guy in window, I think. So hard position, but still very, very good eco from Acer.
As far as Spitfire is concerned, he isn't going to have too much luck over here at Longhouse. And really, it's Panthers taking a lot of the damage early on here. I believe Zelen, I mean, he got tagged down, ZPR as well. Now it's going to be Zlinks coming over here from the B site, trying to hold mid, and he's looking towards Cat as well. But they've already made their way past up here, Team Acer. You have Threat and one guy pushing up. That's the bomb. So I'm curious to see if Zlinks is going to take the risk, but right now he's all ears. Right now he's just listening. He's trying to see if anybody's going to mess up, basically, and make any noise up on Catwalk so that he can get some information and relay that over to his teammates who are holding on A. Oh, and we're going to have the smoke round coming out here, actually. This is clever stuff. They're going to cut up the site and put a smoke down into CT right now. Acer's going to take a little bit of fire damage, though. Wenton getting dropped down to half HP. Slap down to 70, and that opens it up perfectly. Justin ZPR already laying into them, getting a solid punish out.
This is still very doable for Acer. Looking at the HP on Panthers, they only have one with 100 and one on 51, and the rest is basically dead. That was a lucky break for Just, but he still goes down.
Oh, and they managed to trade up there, but there's still a second man. That's Default, who's going to be coming up. Zelen sneaks his way into Element, but he gets spotted, and that's an easy kill for Crystal. Slap comes through and picks up Default as well. So Team Acer, they actually go for the execute, and they make it work very well that time. Panthers getting caught out and then not just not winning the duels, essentially.
Yeah, it looked good for Panthers in the beginning, getting 2 kills and also that molly down, breaking the rush, or breaking the push, rather. So it was a good start for Panthers, but Acer, that was a good take.
So far, Slap. No, Slap's going to get caught. Nice timing there by Zlinks to peek forward. Saves his teammate Default, who had Kevlar. So that was a good investment on Default's part.
And we see now the good ecos from Team Acer really paid off. They win 1 round, and we see Panthers save.
What's crazy is that Default goes into that with a Kevlar, and he holds onto a P2000. So at that point, you're just like, yo, pass me that 5.7 you got there, brother, because I'm actually going to be able to live and do some damage without the aim punch.
Yeah.
Interesting choice there. But that gets them the entry frag. Him having that Kevlar bought enough time for Zlinks to step forward and pick up the kill. So now Panthers, they're in a little bit of a tricky spot, and they've really doubled down on Cat. The only problem is Team Acer, they're going to be out at long. So this changes up the dynamic quite a bit, and Team Acer might be able to make their way across to the site fast enough here. Use the smoke for cover. You got the flashes going through. Zelen gets picked up, and that was at top mid, and that's the lurk actually gone. Now it's going to come down to the remaining members here who are already on the A side. Just does manage to step in with that 5.7, pick up a kill, but he gets caught in turn by Spitfire. The last frag going to Spitfire as well, so a quad kill for Spitfire in this round, just completely annihilating the defense on that A site.
Still pretty good from Panthers, getting a couple kills, but it's not going to be enough to do any real damage economically. We see Slap down on $600 though. And went down to 450, so.
Still Crystal and Spitfire rocking about 5K though, so And if they lose, it'll just be a very awkward where it's just like, okay, do we force or not? Drop you some Tech 9, see if we can do that. I think ZPR caught the man crouching there, so he's not going to be able to get anything out of it, unfortunately for him, and he falls back to the Fox spot. The rest of his team, they've given up on long as well. A lot of focus here from Panthers on the cat area. And that's actually going to be a bit of a problem there. He peeks out, and he's going to get picked off. But that was over a long, so not the end of the world as far as the defense is concerned. That if so long as they can hold on to cat effectively, this is still a decent situation for Panthers. We just need to not lose default, essentially, here to Slap. So if Slap and Threat can come through, and we might have Threat, yep, setting up at the pop flash. Perfect pop flash onto default, and that is some very good teamwork coming out there from Team Acer. Working together to open up that site. Nice pop flash there as well, though, onto long, and right now it's good trade. Good trade on teamwork coming in here from both teams. The problem is that Team Acer now have that man advantage, so a lot of this is going to come down to the timing for both of these teams. Who's going to be able to hit the shots appropriately? Link's trying to catch them as they cross over, but he's completely flashing. As he tries to make his way through that smoke, he's going to get caught. Slap. Perfect place for him to be. Crystal takes out Zelen, and that was in mid-CT. And it comes down to ZPR now. He's got his AWP, but he's kind of pinned down here. It looks like right now he's got some ideas as far as, you know, like run away, but guess what? That's where the man advantage comes into play. Threat can actually just stay off of that bomb site and wait to see if he can catch somebody out.
Yeah, and it's dry in the wallets of the Panthers now. Or not dry completely, but enough for them to be forced to eco. And Team Acer will probably, knock on wood, I guess, probably get their economy going even better.
So far, it's looking pretty damn good. Threat's now got money, 7K on Crystal and Spitfire. Now they've actually got a buffer to work with, because even if they were to lose this round, they can still drop AKs for 2 teammates. So Team Acer, they've got a buy round regardless at this point, and it should be even better now because this is an eco round out of Panthers. Look at this play, though, from them. The boost, and it's totally ineffective. Spitfire is going to gun them both down.
That was a pretty interesting idea, though. I thought he was going to jump, you know, like peek him, but it looked like they just, I don't know, stumbled around.
Yeah, they kind of got caught out, really. It's just like timing. They didn't have time enough to hug the wall so that there would be that surprise factor, I guess. So that's unfortunate there for Panthers. Team Ace are going to be able to walk up onto this A site. You even have Spitfire stopping for a moment to pick off ZPR. And from there, it's all down to Zelen. He's got the deagle, but he doesn't really have the position to make use of it. So he's going to try and rotate around to Cat, see if he can't catch somebody out over here. But Team Acer are all floating around on long right now, focusing basically on keeping all 5 members alive.
And Spitfire keeps sweeping them eco frags.
Dude, he's got to get them stats, man. Got to get that money.
I remember him in the qualifier being really good on. There was a specific game on Dust 2 where he had like 40 plus kills, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been stepping it up. Really good in this tournament, but yeah, he seems to be doing that now as well. So there's no hate there. And it's tied at 4.
No, 4-4 the score between these two, and yeah, there it is. He's just caught jumping basically, and then he's just looking into the wall. So no idea what Default was trying to do.
I think he was jumping because the guy underneath him was sitting down, and he needed to stand up. And then when he jumped, it's a crooked wall, so he surfed out.
Mm-hmm.
We see Crystal getting an entry in middle, putting that op to work for the second time this match only, I think.
He actually gets the kill. Yeah, the last one was over on long. This could be an interesting little lurk here by Zlinks. The only problem is timing, and timing is everything. Threat picks up the first. Zelen luckily is close enough, but now they only know that there's only one guy over here on B site right now, so Wenton is sneaking his way out here. Zelen is looking towards mid. He has to know that there are a couple of members that could potentially be here, and he's actually going to work his way into Upper Dark right now. This is a very interesting play. Now does Just get anything done? Yes, he does. He wins the duel versus Wenton. Smoke goes down, but he's in position. The flash, unfortunately, though, is going to force him back around the corner, so he can't hit that spray. But then Zelen still manages to pick up Spitfire. And Zelen's still lurking in Upper Dark. He's alone right now. It would be great if his teammates could actually try and build off of this with him, because now he's stuck. But they could potentially... He spotted both of them, so now they know. Just can get here in time. There you go. First shot, but he's going to get caught. Slap just doing way too much work right now. And with Default all by his lonesome in this 1v2, we'll see if he hits the proper timing coming from Upper Dark. It looks like he's going to catch out Slap, and that's an easy frag. 1v1 versus Crystal, who's got the least amount of HP. Right through the box. Nicely done there by Default. Just getting right on top of them. And the AWP, unfortunately for him, the AWP was in upper dark. So he doesn't quite have the time to run back there and pick it up.
I was surprised Slap and Crystal even got the plant in that round. It really looked to go Panthers' way a lot easier than it turned out to go. And thank you, Default.
I'll be pleased about that. He's not going to be able to get over there to save anything. But the most important thing is that he catches Slap, who was just he was the man with the most HP on Team Acer. I think he was near full. So it's the fact that it's Crystal who's left all by his lonesome with only 20-something health, 28, I think. A little bit grim there for Team Acer. But I mean, the money had gotten to a point where Crystal can drop 7,000. He still has 7,000 in the bank.
Yeah.
So they aren't in any danger of ecoing. Although Zelen getting tagged isn't going to help things here for Panthers.
And I really recommend Acer to win this round because 3 rounds ahead, Panthers being really low on their economy. See them gather in middle. Let's see, I think Slinks has done really good work in middle, obviously, but it didn't get the kill there. That was a quick reaction from Slap.
It's a quick reaction from Slinks, though. He did hit that headshot.
True.
He just needed one more bullet. One more bullet. So close. If it was an AK on AK, you know, if all things were equal.
This game would be broken.
Yeah, luckily that's not the case for now. And luckily for Team Acer, they keep that man advantage. So now we get to see them start making noise towards this A site. They may be setting up for the same smoke round again. And look at that. I think that's the case. Because once again, they're going to have that cat smoke going down. They've got the one going into CT as well. And that sets it up perfectly here. Default trying to flash to slow them down. But he's just barely got a gap to look through. If they try and make their way over to Gandalf, that would have been tricky. But now he backs off. Flash goes through. And he's going to get caught. Nicely done there. Default taking out Slap. Spitfire still very low as well. And 2 players remain on this A site at this point. Wenton getting caught with the headshot. Default doing the damage. Now it's Threat alone up here on the A site. I mean, the bomb is planted for him right now. If they can actually figure this out and get on here, you have Crystal who's just running out into the open. He hits a wild headshot onto ZPR with that P250, and there it is. Spitfire with the Molotov straight onto the bomb. It's going to be too far, however, and with Zelen there to watch his back, no problem at all for Default to get this plant, to get the defuse rather. Default and Zelen both doing the majority of the work in this round right now for Panthers.
Yeah, crucial from Default staying alive there. Not that it looked to be too hard, since he didn't get the flash in his face, and he just got to shoot people who ran through the smoke. So I don't know if that was a weird thing from Team Acer where someone forgot the flash when Slap ran through the smoke, but Crystal's still hitting the shots here.
Dude, he's doing it like every round, isn't he?
Yeah.
Seems like whenever he's got an op, he's tagging Slinks. He's tagging somebody who's trying to run across to that B site. Nicely done there by Crystal. He's delivering at least. We'll see if they decide to play off of that here, Team Acer. And Team Acer going for a lot of the bread and butter. Nothing too fancy as far as they're concerned. Apart from that smoke round, which is very nice. As far as the opening at the beginning of the round, they really do set up with that 1-3-1. And then they start to slowly lurk their way out. No nades to announce their presence. They're just looking for somebody to peek. And right now, there you go. Smoke, flash. There's the pop, but it's not going to be good enough, or it shouldn't have been good enough. Somebody does get caught by it there. That's going to be Wenton going past with 8 HP. ZPR trying to close in. There's Zelen. He takes out Wenton. But now it comes down to whether he can win this duel, and he does do that. That drops the bomb as well. Zelen catches Threat in the back. Bomb is going to get picked up by Slap, but he is all by his lonesome now. 1v3. ZPR Justin Default still alive here for Panthers with plenty of time now to close it and establish the crossfire as well, seeing as how they don't have to worry about anybody being in upper dark. Slap does. And unfortunately, it's actually just who's alive up there. He does get the timing right, though, and he does take out Slap, so they will be able to recover here, Panthers, and pick up that bomb. But now, actually, Team Acer, well, they're getting the bomb plants even if they're losing, so they should have enough money to get another decent buy-in. And yeah, they do have plenty in the bank right now, so Team Acer still not out in the cold just yet, but they do need to finish this with another 2 rounds on the board before the end of the half. I think it does need to end around 9-6.
Yeah, they should. I think since it's their map, they should be winning the T side, I think. But it's definitely not impossible if they get like 6 rounds.
Crystal not attempting to flick that time. He wanted the kill. Not meant to be, and now it's going to be Slap stepping out. He actually he pulls a fast one here. Fully flashed, though. They're going to step out, but he's still going to get the kill, and he's got the support from Wenton as well. Talk about balls on Slap. Pulls out his knife when he's got a guy facing him. That's incredible. That's faith in your teammates right there.
That looked like that kind of weird moment when he switched to knife and started looking at a radar, so he didn't see that someone was in front of him because that reaction time was way too long for him to be watching the screen.
Yeah, that was crazy. Luckily for him, Wenton was there, but at the end of the day, we still have 3 kills going Panthers' way, so despite that strong start at long, it looked like Team Acer were going to have an advantage in this round. Panthers managed to bring it back, and they're the ones sitting in control here. So Wenton, he's got his AK, he's got the support of Crystal as well. They have the nades to get across. They have a smoke to smoke off Element if they want to. Smoke off CT. That's where Zlynx is playing from right now, though. A bit of an awkward spot for Zlynx. If they make it past here, there isn't a whole lot that he can do. It's going to come down to the retake scenario, and they'll have to rotate Zelen over. But Zelen is practically as far away as possible. He's pretty much on the other side of the map right now, so the rotation time from him is going to be a long time. Let's say smokes, flashes, nice full flash there, but then the counter flash comes out from the man playing on Cat. And that's ZPR, not going to hit the shot, unfortunately, but then Zlynx with the jumping, trying to find it, and he forces it. Crystal there with the punish, and that's not going to be good enough here. 8 seconds left, and that bomb gets planted. Down to a 2-on-2. Only a single flash made on the CT side. Molotov on the T side, however. Crystal still has that incendiary, so we'll see if he can actually make it work. Bomb should have been planted for him, though, and then this 1v1, it gets very tricky. ZPR, he has a lot of angles to worry about, and you see him looking in pit, double scoped. Crystal could peek out right now and get the kill for free. And let's see if he gets the timing right here, Crystal. Yep, there we go.
He waited a long time for that peek. I thought he was that he didn't hear the defuse. I was worried there. That would have been a blunder.
Playing games there.
So they get the round, and they should get at least 6 now.
And they get the key round, most importantly, because now it resets Panthers' money. Both of those teams at that point, that round right there, now that it's 7-5, Panthers still in the lead with 7, but now that Team Acer get that 5th round on the board, in that round, both of these teams were in danger of ecoing.
And Crystal keep hitting. Oh, nice shot from Zlynx. But Crystal keep hitting the shots in middle with op. I can just imagine being on matchmaking and someone does that. You just hear everyone in your team call cheat.
Vac. Whether he's cheating or not. Standard matchmaking.
Yeah.
I want to play some matchmaking. It's been too long. No. Zelen and Zlynx taking a bit of damage, but he does manage to deal some as well. Problem is that Spitfire is currently sitting on an ace right now, or nearly. He's got a quad kill. And if Zelen comes up Cat, okay, he's going to go towards long. But if he was going to go Cat, I mean, Spitfire is like the king.
If Zelen wins this round, I'm going to buy you a pack of hot dogs. You should see his smile. He's really looking forward to the hot dogs. It doesn't even look like he's trying, so we're safe.
I think I'm safe.
No hot dog.
No hot dogs for me, man. A pack of hot dogs. There we go. Threat. Clean work from him.
Spitfire keeps racking up those eco frags, getting quad kill there.
It's like Spitfire's up to 12 now. It's like all he does is get eco frags, basically.
I know at least 9 eco frags. No, it's actually only eco frags, except for 1. He got 4 the first eco, and then he got 3, and now we got 4.
Yeah.
So that's 11.
It's just like, sometimes, man. Isn't he playing the entry fragger role, though? So it's just like...
I guess.
Guy dies versus rifles, but then he's there to, they make it up to him by giving him a bunch of, anti-eco frags.
Yeah, for those who've been a part of the scene for a long time, we call that eco cobra. At least in Sweden we do.
Yeah. Nice headshot there by Slap. They're going to try and Zlynx rather, and they're going to try and hunt him down, but then he turns that into a double kill somehow. So HE plus M4 equals just like godlike play, I guess.
Zlynx reminds them why they stopped going middle in the game, or at least stopped pushing it so recklessly, because he is good in that position apparently.
Clearly.
That was the word I was looking for. Apparently it sounded negative.
No, that's apparently works too. Could have negative connotations, but not in this case, I guess. There you go, Crystal's just like enough of your discussion.
Oh yeah, yeah. He can't. It's not only middle. That looked kind of funny though. ZPR trying to just one tap him, and it turned out he wasn't Scream. So
turns out he wasn't
that
Scream.
didn't work.
The thing is, I can't even say that ZPR was Scream because Scream like I'll never forget that round where he just missed like 11 shots with the op trying to defend B site. So he wasn't Scream either. He's like just a boss. Look at this. He's locking down long now. He can work up just. Just is there. No scope. Thank you very much, Crystal.
Crystal waking up.
I love that. And he takes a bow at the end. He's like, I know. I know. Thank you. Give me my due. My praise.
The thing is, I know what he does there. That's a 1.6 tick. When it ticks when you used to get the last frag, everyone used to look down at the ground and spray. You know, do that graffiti thing. Yeah. So that's what he does. But he.
I do miss sprays. I wish that we had sprays in CS:GO.
You can do so much fun with it. It could be like stickers, but you can get spray logos.
Exactly, and just your team logos, all of that stuff. It's just like, why don't we have sprays yet? Come on.
Bring back vandalism.
Please. I mean, we're blowing up shit. We're just like, shooting people. Just give us sprays, man. Let's go. Let's go the whole way.
Yeah, it's kind of harmless in context.
Right? Like blowing up stuff, that's some vandalism right there.
And that's a weird molly. It's like 3 inches from burning them. But now they have this tower, and I don't think Acer, well, they're not opting for a catwalk anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, they're going long right now. And Default's there with the scout, but he's not going to get anything done with it. Slap instantly, smacks him down. And it's going to be ZPR and Zlink's last 2 alive here for Panthers. Not doing a whole lot here. The odds of them actually getting a plant, or at least stopping a plant from happening in this situation, pretty slim, especially now that Red is going to catch out Zlink's. Shot from Wenton to take out ZPR. And we will have 8 rounds on the board for Acer. So look at how clean that was as well. 4 rounds initially for the CT side, then another 4 for Team Acer, then 3 to the CT side, and then a closing 4. So Team Acer, they believe in balance. It's going to be 4 and 4. We'll let you take your crack. It's basically, it's like a boxing match where it's like, we're so tough. And then it's just, hit me with your best shot. And then they're like, that's not good enough. And they take the last 4 rounds.
It was a good effort from Acer, though, being down kind of much, seeing as they were T on Dust 2, being down 7-4, if I see correctly. And still getting the win in the half. That's admirable. And the CT pistol might turn out important for Acer now. It kind of depends. I don't really know these teams that well, so I don't know who's strong on CT side and who's strong on T side.
I think they're fairly balanced, fairly even.
It looks like it, at least.
I mean, 8-7 scoreline isn't too shabby. That also goes to, it makes it a bit more solid there for Acer, considering this is their pick.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what we expect to see as well from them. I mean, we expect to see them get more T rounds than you should.
But objectively, I'd say it kind of favors the Panthers, since they were on CT side and still got 7 rounds. But they did lose the...
Did you miss the memo?
Huh?
Dust 2 is CT sided now?
Yeah, maybe I missed it.
It's supposed to be. You're supposed to finish 9-6 now, basically, on CT side.
Oh, really?
You should be, or at least finishing 8-7 ahead.
I should play more.
Well, sometimes it comes down to that.
I ranked up to global and stopped playing. Basically,
a lot of people do that.
I'm done.
I've achieved what I set out to do. That is it. I don't need to learn, take my regular Russian lessons anymore.
But okay, if that's the case, good job, Acer.
Well, I mean, it's not too bad. I think that they're going to be in an excellent position, especially if they pick up the pistol here. They could potentially just close out this game right here, Acer. Especially if this is their map. They should be feeling pretty good about it. So, looks like we have another pause coming in here. So we shall see what the issue is, if we'll be able to get along here or not.
I worry though. I think if Acer, we haven't seen them that much on Cobblestone, but like you said, they got wrecked on against T-Play. So with Panthers being as strong as they were against Dignitas, this could easily go 2-0 if Panthers grab Dust 2. I'm kind of eager to see the Cash game though. I want this to go to the 3rd map.
Cash could be fun.
But first of all, we got to go to the 2nd map, so
and
let's not jump ahead.
Cobble as well. It's odd to see how Cobble is just making this resurgence all of a sudden. Oh, resurgence. It was never really picked much to begin with. All of a sudden, it's just starting to become a regular pick in these best of 3s.
I think it's the classic, force something into becoming popular. It's kind of what they did with Miley Cyrus, and so Cobblestone is pretty much the Miley Cyrus of Counter-Strike. I'm not saying the map is bad, but then again, I'm not saying Miley Cyrus is bad either. So
you reckon, Rennie's gonna be sad, man, that you're making these comments. What are you doing? You're hurting my moderator's feelings, dude.
Mm.
He's all about that wrecking ball. I think he was like the first to name his A1 Miley Cyrus as well. All that.
I do like Miley. She makes headlines.
She does, man.
She's entertainment.
in like crazy fashion as well.
And
actually.
Cobblestone makes headlines too. The similarities are insane.
Right now, I can't.
Yeah, well, looks like or sounds like one of the players having hardware issues. So we're waiting for that, guys. But we kept talking about in Cobblestone. It still does too, going on. And it's 8-7 to Team Acer after playing T-side. And apparently, this map is CT-sided now. So, what do we think?
I'm thinking that Acer are fairly far ahead right now. That's why I'm saying if they can pick up the pistol, I think they could quickly close out this map. Because I think they have more than enough rounds than they need right now on their T side after finishing. They came out, they got 8 rounds. As far as I'm concerned, that should put them pretty far ahead right now. Even if they were to lose the pistol, it should still be a situation where Acer should be able to come back and close out the map with 7 rounds.
I remember in the qualifier when they played against
7, 8.
The Swedish team, where the match I was talking about with Spitfire going insane, they had a pretty good synergy as CT. I remember that match being really CT heavy, that matchup. So they might have a really strong CT side. And what are you doing?
What is this?
I don't know.
What is this for? Why is it in the studio?
It looks like something you pierce something with. You know, you put 2 parts here and then you just squeeze it.
This is why you don't piss off Patrick either. He's just, he was actually having one of his business meetings in here the other day.
Yeah, clipping tongues or something.
Yeah, that's what happened. I see. With that guy who spoke out at that one staff meeting.
Yeah.
Now I know. Now I know what he's responding. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't be putting my fingerprints on this. Put that back down.
Yeah. Better safe than sorry.
So you're an immigrant here. And you have your fingerprints on a pair of pliers that removed someone's teeth.
Yeah, we've read about America.
Ah, dude. You see, we prefer water in our tactics. So.
Oh, well, starts off now. Panthers have some uphill battles, but nope, we do not want to exit the game.
That, thank you.
That would be bad timing.
Actually, look at Panthers, though. They choose to go for the raid boss mode with Just. They give him a Tech 9. Zell and ZPR able to pick up 2. Then you got Threat coming back in. Holy hell, Threat. That was sick. He just nearly single-handedly turned that around. He had to help at the end a little bit from Spitfire, it looks like. But Wenton and Slap getting picked off all of a sudden doesn't look too sad when you can actually return instantly with 3 frags and drop the bomb in B doors.
And survive.
Yeah, this is huge. This is actually really big for Acer. That bomb has been dropped right on the other side, so they're trying to set it up, but they don't really have... They have the smoke, but they want to try and hold on to that smoke. Looks like Spitfire, though. He's not going to be able to pick up on the man who actually darted forward to pick up that bomb. So Zlinks, he's got it, and his teammate, Default, as we can see, already up. But I don't think he should be able to catch Threat off guard. Threat watching towards Long right now. He's expecting there to be a wraparound through there, but he hears the steps up Cat, and he has no idea that there's someone down in Element. This is interesting. How does this pan out? Default now, can he actually land the shots? Is he going to go for jump shots? That would be insane. Talk to Callie. Where is he? Does he approve? Flash, smoke, Zlinks is dead, and Default, what are you going to do from this position? Sure, the bomb is planted for you, but there you go. They spot you out immediately, and Spitfire's there to pick him up. What a pistol round from Team Acer, and what a turnaround from Threat in particular. 2 clicks, 2 kills, and he ends the round with 4 in that pistol. Fantastic.
It started off so well for Panthers, getting 2 really quick and not really expected entries. Since, yeah, here we see it again. 1, 2. Those 2 headshots were really satisfactory.
Yeah, I think they appealed. I think they were all right there.
Yeah. So that's really not the player you expect to go big in pistol rounds or in any round, since he is the in-game leader and also he's old and bony. You'd expect someone like Slap or Spitfire or even Wenton to go big in those kind of situations. But great work from the old and wise.
Oh, showing that he still got it, right? I mean,
we can see him rack up some more kills here if the timing's right.
He's got to be careful, though. This time, it's not Glocks, it's P250s, and they can do quite a bit of damage. As we see here, Default nearly taking out Crystal long range just with some tap work. Zlinks will get taken out by Wenton, though. That's the push out through mid. So Threat, you see him just whip around and start getting his eyes there. But Default currently up on this A side. That opens it up for a cat push to come through here from Panthers. Quick reactions from them. Wenton finally bests Default. going to be the remaining 3 members here from Panthers. If they can actually get a bomb plant, this is a fantastic situation for them. They're going to be able to double up on their money. Excellent work. He will actually get a kill as well. That takes out Wenton, who did get 2 kills in this round. He's going to just get completely annihilated there at the end. Still fine work there from Panthers, actually managing to get a bomb plant out of that situation where it was pretty much a hard eco for them.
I don't understand how Default didn't die. He basically ran with PT-50 shooting like, hey, I'm here, I'm the bait, and still had like 50 HP when Panthers realized, wow, we can plant here.
Yeah, Crystal really didn't go toe-to-toe there. Or he did, but then he didn't do the damage. That's yeah, that was a little bit of a scary moment there for Acer, I think, and they should still be scared because Panthers have a very healthy buy going into this round. They elect not to go for an AWP despite them having the money for it. They go for full nades and rifles instead. And there's the flash out long. One man went and basically lucky, caught on the other side of the smoke. Flash around the corner. ZPR comes around and Default. It's a 1-for-1 trade. ZPR comes out, but there's Wenton with the lurk in long. Gets the time to reload as well. Gets another kill, and then Threat rotates in. Perfect timing from Threat, showing up just in time to get the rescue going. Just will spot out Slap, who has rotated through, but now they can collapse on long, essentially. That bomb, it's under full Swedish control.
I wonder if that was a missed smoke from Team Acer, or if it was planned, because it was great. It was like holding 2 people that pushed up. Really, you don't expect a third one to be there, and it just looked like a failed smoke. And obviously it worked out.
It actually allowed for Wenton to get down into pit safely. I'm going to start using that smoke.
Yeah, and he also got 2 kills without the third one even knowing who killed him.
No, that was really nicely done. And now this gets a little bit awkward here because Wenton, Threat, both of them alive, both of them looking. And not the best positions, all things considered, because Threat was actually more exposed than Wenton was.
They could pick them up one by one.
Exactly.
It worked out anyway. And this is slipping away for Panthers, I'd say.
Yes.
But then again, this is Team Acer's choice of map, and we see Panthers have chosen to play Cobblestone next, so shouldn't count them out, especially not in this match, but also not in the series.
Yeah, it should be possible. I mean, it should still be possible for Panthers to come back, but they did have a decent start on Dust 2, so you wanted to see them actually continue forward. Now, however, it seems that Acer, at least from the pistol round, that was not luck necessarily, but happenstance that Threat managed to get 2 headshots like that right off the bat and bring it back and save his team, basically. Just perfect timing with that flash. But in this round here, Panthers looks like they want to gather up again. Smoke goes down a block. Threat, is he going to get flashed through? Yes, he will. Perfect flash there. That actually buys the time. He fluffs the shots, though. It's going to come down to Slap now, and he's already playing pretty close, but Zelen is going to hunt him down, and Zelen's not got an M4 to work with, and the bomb. Prioritizes planting that bomb first. But no, he's actually trying to bait this out. He's going for the win right here. This is big, actually. Rather than just playing it safe and getting the guaranteed money from a bomb plant, instead he's going to line it up, take a fight, and he does win versus Wenton, but then, of course, he's going to get returned on by Spitfire, so no bonus money to work with this round. Panthers still have enough to go for a full buy, but they could have had a little bit more cushion.
That was kind of interesting when he fake planted and then walked out and there was no one there. I just saw it going black and white and like, at this point, Zelen knew he effed up, basically. Also, he got 3 kills though, so it was a nice effort, but he could have gotten a lot more out of it by planting, but he took a shot and A for effort.
A for effort, and B for execution, I guess. And C for not actually going through with it. But there was a bit of a timing there for Threat. Looked like Zelen, though, was in position to stop that. Now we go back to the default setup here for Panthers, although Panthers have focused on Cat instead of just holding, watching doors. Instead, it's going to be Slap getting caught out in the middle of nowhere in Upper Dark, and he still wins that duel versus Zelen, so this is actually a big kill. Him clearing out Upper Dark like that gets a lot of information over to Acer, and you can see them kind of consolidating the defense over here on A. Kill on long, however, that Spitfire getting picked off, but Crystal's still alive on this A site itself. Nice double nade combo onto him. Not doing nearly as much damage as Panthers would have liked. But he's still dropped down to half, so it's going to make their lives a little bit easier. Wenton just kind of messing up his aim there, not able to pick up the kill, and this is now going to come down to Crystal live alone. And he's going to get flanked out by Long as well, but he's still managing to get some kind of an impact going. That looked like it was a dead-on shot at the end there, but somehow it misses. And we're into a 2-on-2 now with Threat and Slap both alive. Threat now the only one alive here. 1v1, and he goes for the jump, and Default hits that shot.
That is a quick shot from Default.
That was sick.
I'd still give Lynx the... Or was it Zelen? Who was on long? They have so similar nicknames, but wow. Yeah, it's Lynx what it was, but this shot.
Boom.
Dang.
And that is due to messed up hitboxes, basically.
Yeah, but Zlinx is, in my opinion, the MVP of that round. Being able to take out 2 on long and forcing Crystal to go into the side and being like in a cornered position. Although it did take a while for Crystal to go down, but that was a good round from Zlinx.
Oh, I wanted Zlinx to go for the wall bang. Sometimes you see teams do that. Now it's going to be the peek and the shot. Spitfire up close, gets an AK, a smoke as well. That HE not going to do anything there. So nicely done there by Acer with the lurk. Spitfire up close at mid doors, managing to pick somebody up. 8-12 the score now, and Team Acer well ahead. 4 rounds in the lead, but they are on an eco now. And Zelen nearly gets dropped by Crystal. He's down to 19 HP. Follow up by Wenton, who peeks forward and manages to pick him up. So that's 2 AKs now for Team Acer to work with. A man advantage as well. No nades apart from the single smoke that's on Wenton. And unfortunately for them, it's going to be Panthers working their way up long to get onto that A site. So Team Acer now in a bit of a touchy position. Do they elect to hold on to the AKs? Do they try and go for the retake? Do they try and actually get something out? It's a little bit tricky for them. Wenton spots a man out in Goose, however, so they're going to be prepared, and there's the AK coming to the fore. Default, however, steps forward, takes out Spitfire. He's still alive on this site, but not for long. Wenton with another headshot, really putting that AK to good use. They nearly line up for ZPR, but now they know where the last man is. Nice headshot there on the slap, but both remaining AKs still alive. Now it's going to be down to Wenton, last man alive here for the CT side versus ZPR, who's holding long plateau, just tapping away. There is a kit on Wenton, but he's running out of time, and ZPR finally commits, takes the battle, and wins it. Saves his team at the very end with 3 kills on the remaining 3 members on Acer.
That was a fantastic play from ZBR in the 1v3. It was perfect in the 1v1 as well. Just not even barely showing himself, just shooting and watching the reaction from Wenton.
Like, that wasn't necessarily bad by Slap to run up long because he gets the info for his teammates.
And also he didn't have an AK, right? So
yeah, he had the pistol, so it's like, okay, I'm going to run forward. I'll tell him exactly where he is. I'll tell you guys exactly where he is, and then it came down to the 2 remaining members, Wenton and Threat, basically, to get the jobs done with the AK, but they couldn't do it that round.
Yeah, and if Acer would have won that round, that would have been devastating for Panthers, seeing as they just barely won the 1v1 in the round before. But they survive. In Sweden, we say "menad och näppe," which is like barely. It's a saying. It's a funny saying in Swedish.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Why is it funny?
It sounds funny. "Menad och näppe."
Menad och näppe.
Yeah.
Menad och näppe. Okay.
It's got both and a.
Menad och näppe.
Yeah.
Bra.
At least I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure.
Oh, good job, dude.
Yeah.
Are you supposed to be like the editor for a Swedish website?
Yeah.
Like, you should know these things, maybe.
Yeah. Kind of do. My old Swedish teacher would kill me. She'd be like, no way.
Every time I speak in French, I'm thinking that too. Just like, oh my God, Madame Rapaport, I'm sorry.
Who was that?
That was my French teacher back in the day. And she would actually have us write...
Madame what?
Madame Rapaport. That was her name. And she would have us write all the rules down of French, grammar basically. Orthographique grammaire. And then we'd have a notebook separate to our usual French notebook, which would just be for the rules that we would have to review. I wish I still had that notebook. It'd be worth its weight in gold. Unfortunately, I lost it years ago, so my French has deteriorated since then. That's the thing when you're young and dumb. Basically, you're like, I won't need this, and then you just lose it. And then, of course, 10 years later, you're like, God damn it, I could really use that right now.
Where was MBK when I did this decision to throw this away?
I don't even...
We see a Galil on Zelin, so not really rich in Panthers, but...
It's not quite the super money, that's for sure. But both teams actually fairly low right now because that's also... I mean, that was an eco round from Acer. They got some decent damage out, which is why we see Panthers a little bit low on the money. But then they aren't super stacked either, Acer. This is going to be a very important round right here because if Panthers were to lose it, they'll probably be ecoing, whereas Acer are going to be able to continue to build and get closer to that 14 rounds. Yeah, very low on both sides. So this is a key round right here of the second half. 9-12. Acer still in the lead by 3 rounds, but that could get close. That could either grow or shrink right here. Interesting angle held by Spitfire. There's the flash. Here's the steps. Does he execute? Does he hit the shot? Yes, he does not. Just alive with 8 HP, and the timing from Just to hit that shot onto Crystal. Obscene. He just saved his teammates, and he saved this push essentially, because then that would have allowed for them to actually focus on long. Instead, now Acer have to deal with a push through long, through Cat, and a backstab as well coming in from Zelen to take out Slap. And that was a very interesting play there by Threat, trying to go for the jump.
Boosting. They tried to just boost up, but they couldn't stand up, it looked like. So, is there an invisible skybox there?
I wonder, dude, sometimes.
But yeah, saving for Team Acer seems to be the only way to...
Well, yeah, because of the fact that they're low right now.
Yeah.
But this is...
Would Thread have gotten that kill, it would have been completely different. But nope. And we see 12 to 10. Panthers coming back to this in this game.
Terrorists win.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, so 12-10, and we see low money on Acer. They did save the 2 guns though, but Crystal, Spitfire, and Slap not really buying anything. Slap bought an HE to get the jump, but it didn't turn out well for him, being leg shotted down to 19 HP. And ZBR,
Wow.
that's timing for you.
That's perfect timing for you right there. That takes out Threat, who saved last round. Now the other M4 is down. Wenton is gone. Crystal, Spitfire, and Slap only hoping that they're going to be able to pick up that M4. But no luck there for you, Crystal. And now you've got ZPR to contend with. He spots 1, he spots 2. They know that 2 are mid right now, so they should be able to push up. And you can see that bomb working its way through long right now. We have Just, who's going to start working up to that A site. And this should be an easy A plant now. Good communication coming out here from Panthers. Just solid work from them. They get the info. They act on it. They don't waste any time at all. And this will be a very quick round in the end. Zone with the double spray down to close it out.
It was so unlucky for Acer as well, as Threat being picked through the smoke when he was going aggro into middle, and he had one of the M4s. So when he died, it just see there. And where is his M4 now? It's in the smoke somewhere, and they can't really pick it up. And went down in the lower dark as well. So no use of those guns. And 1 round away from tying it up again. Panthers.
Do we get the peak? I don't think so. Just don't be too brave. Whoa, playing with fire. Playing with fire there, Just. But he's going to be able to make it out. And now they know where the AWP is. They know that it's over at long. So that kind of prompts Lynx to start lurking around here on Cat, actually. He's looking for an NOA tower right now, but he isn't going to find any. They even went for the preventative spray through as well, just to try and see if teammates were going to get cheeky. But I like so far the thorough play that we're seeing from Panthers. They aren't making a lot of mistakes, and I mean, clearly with the score being 11-12, they you can tell basically the Panthers they feel fairly confident on the 2 side as well. I mean, Dust 2 is a hard map to use as your go-to map just because everybody has so much experience on it. So it is a bit tough now for Team Acer. Molotov there, body blocked by Slap. Slap right on the edge of the smoke, and he's not going to be able to get it. Actually, a team kill coming in there, getting the job done for him in the end, so he can be pleased about that. ZPR throwing out a helping hand. And we're into a 3-on-3. That's a big mistake by ZPR. But then I guess Just getting a double spray down on B-Slope kind of makes up for that. And now Spitfire, what are you even doing here, bro? Like, you're not getting in here to defuse this bomb. You're not going to get in here to 1v3 them. You are going to be able to get 1 kill. And now you're looking for that second one. Oh, comes close. But then Default is here. This is the main thing here. Default right on top at window. Spitfire, no kit. Just going for this. I mean, balls out. Gets that one. Gets the other. But he just doesn't have time.
That was a good try, though. He shouldn't have gotten that far. But then again, the guy on in the back of the site, he should have died a lot early, like
in back of plateau
earlier. Yeah.
No.
Like the only thing you can hit there is headshot, and he still managed to get 2 hits in the chest of him before killing him. Not even that was headshot. So.
Well, Spitfire was just like, you know what, guys? I wasn't top fragging anymore. I don't really like that. So just going to go ahead and take these frags real quick, get back up there. So he's on 21 frags, but now they won't have that M4 to work with in this round. And Panthers not going to be too perturbed by this. They can afford to buy everything up again. So Acer basically trying to do some economic damage there, and they succeed in doing that. But now they're very low on their guns. They're very low on economy. Spitfire just trying to speed up behind this, but Default was there to cover his teammates back, and Just is going to make it out of there in one piece. We do have a man on Cat now, however. That's going to be Crystal trying to peek forward to see if he can catch out a free kill on Adjust. But he might get caught here by Lower Dark in just a moment. And look at how safely they're playing that. Zlinx doesn't even go hunting. Once he realizes that somebody's up there, he doesn't decide to press forward. He just holds back. It's looking to me like it's going to wind up on B site here. 50 seconds left. Bomb heading into Upper Dark. They're going to just try and go to the weaker side of the two, essentially. It looks like here, Panthers. 2 guys holding on to the site itself, and they held onto that smoke until then. That's some incredible patience. Zlinx in mid now has to worry about getting closed in on here. They might just try and bum rush him. That looks like it's going to be just what happens. He turns away just as they come around the corner. Couldn't ask for worse timing.
And that smoke turned out to be crucial. This is really winnable for Team Acer, but they really need to hit their shots now.
Oh, yeah, they're doing the work right now. Slap down to 8. He gets caught by Just. Threat trying to get something done with that AK, but he's not going to manage it. Instead, it's going to be Wenton. Walks forward with that P250. Crystal looking to deny it, and he's going to get it done. Default now the only man alive, and he falls to Threat. And Acer managed to step forward and actually win that round.
Yeah, it was pretty unlucky for Crystal, who didn't get the kill before the bomb planted, but you shouldn't complain when you win an eco round with 3 survivors.
That's just incredible that they managed to step forward and do that. Fantastic work there by Acer, and they keep themselves in the run, and they actually win an eco round and give themselves a little bit of breathing room now as far as the money is concerned.
Yeah, and Panthers, not really that much money on them. We see Slinks and ZPR needing drop the next round if they lose this or win this.
Yeah, just barely having enough to put together a decent buy. So really solid work there, Team Acer. They're managing to slow things down, and they're once again in the lead, 13-12. So we'll see if that's what they needed basically to get control, because if they can win this round, it puts Panthers in a very awkward spot. You're right, money isn't all there right now for the Portuguese team. So this is where it gets kind of interesting. And do they really go for something crazy like this? Really? What is going on? Can we? Yeah, wow. He goes for the jump, sees over the smoke, and then attempts to hit it, and he's just off on the angle. Nicely done there by ZPR. Like, I'll take it. You know, that's creative. It's not something we see every day. Especially because it's like incredibly risky, because hey, if a guy's jumping over the smoke, then somebody else has to be beneath him, right? So you're really risking your teammate, like the guy that you're stomping on.
The only position we actually see that is on Inferno, on above pit. That's basically the only normal place to do it. You need more smoke boosting.
More smokes. No, Valve weren't interested in that though. Nice shot by Slap. 1-for-1 trade entering that site. Zlinx, however, is going to clean up the second man. Threat is gone. They do manage to get Wenton into position. There was a gap in that smoke, so an imperfect smoke to block off CT allows him to shoot through. Zelen and Zlinx both sub 10 HP right now. And there you go. That's what happens. Wenton hits the timing perfectly, takes out Zlinx. This is going to be so difficult now. ZPR behind that Molotov has to get forced back into the open, and Wenton is there ready and waiting. Takes him out. Zelen now the last man alive here. And he's going to be looking. And he's going to not find anything but a bullet.
Nice run from Wenton. I don't know. That op frag he got from the back of plateau, was that... Did he see him? Did he jump above the smoke and shoot? Or did he just get that as a surprise kill? Because if that was a surprise kill, or if it wasn't planned, it was a pretty cool spray.
That was a surprise kill, I think.
But yeah, quad kill for Wenton, stepping it up, and we see a lot of kills on Team Acer, 4 of them being above 20. So really dividing the kills in that team.
Yeah, and well, I mean, now, after a bit of a bumpy start to the half, Team Acer are back under control here. 14 rounds for them. So this has actually turned it all around. They could win this right here. This is a force buy from Panthers, essentially. 4 rifles and a Tech 9, so they're actually a pretty decent one. A little light on the nades, but they're going to go for a very quick B push here. Straight through B slope, straight through window, and guess what? That's a bit of a choke point, and when you got 2x4 staring at you, it's going to be painful. They do manage to trade it up, though, and basically clear out the defense, but they take quite a bit of damage in the process. Once again, just very low, down to 9 HP. Zelen at 34. Went and trying again there, but he might get caught. Oh, what? He actually sprays into that smoke.
A lot of good guessing from Wenton right now with smokes.
I mean, 2 crucial guesses, basically. I mean, that lead to retaking this site. Zelen going to try and put some shots through, and he's not going to get lucky there. Instead, it's going to be his teammate Zlinks who's crouching on that site. They do manage to return it, turns it into a 1v1, and now Zelen, all he has to do is back off. Wenta doesn't have a kit, but they're not going to be able to have it at the time to get the defuse. Team Acer taking a little bit too long there, and both of them will survive in the end. But that was way too close to call. Team Acer, they weren't quite able to get in there fast enough this time around.
I thought they would win that round for sure after that.
As did I.
This was from the previous round where he got 1-2 frags through smoke, and then he got one the last round as well. So he doesn't even need to see his opponent to kill him.
Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy with Wenton. Like, he's just hitting that timing every time. So far, so good for him. Looked like there was going to be a bit of a fast B take, but then the nades are coming out here from Team Acer, who have plenty of money to get equipped. Now it's going to turn into the lurk, just hoping that somebody jumps up on plateau. Not going to be the case. Instead, he's going to get shot in the face. Slap is there. Threat is there as well. That crossfire proving to be too effective. Very nice cleanup here coming in through from Team Acer. That's 4 kills in rapid succession. And the last man alive, Default, sitting on the other side. Now they know where he is. Slap doesn't get the timing right, but he's going to be fine with that. This will put them onto match point here for Team Acer.
And that was the quickest weapon round we've seen from Panthers the whole game, and that just turned out terribly. So I'm guessing we're going to see a slow round after this one. They just hoped that Just would get the entry peak, but Slap was quicker. And that just turned into a push without any nades at all.
Yeah, sorry, Default, but they're all on the B site, man. Nobody's out looking for you right now. And this is a situation where Default should actually back off just to save his gun.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything to gain on this round. Well, he could win it, but no. Then again, he couldn't win it. It's basically an unwinnable round. And
I heard, you know, it's like as often as Thorin does real analysis, Default could win this 1v4.
He could, but then again, he couldn't.
Exactly.
Technically, he can win it. Not anymore, though, but but he won't. He won't win this round, and he should save, and that's what he's doing. And wow, no bling on Panthers. Default really needed to step it up now.
No bling, no win. And Slap and Threat just dominant right there. A flawless hold on their part. 2 for Threat, 2 for Slap. Very finely done, and that is going to be Default. Basically, the only man really equipped for this last round. Panthers are completely screwed. No money, no guns really. Just Tech 9s, a Deagle on Just, and the, well, I was about to say the only AK, but that was actually just a Tech 9. So ZPR gets picked off. He's spotted where the AWP is playing from. But look at Acer. They go for a bit of a catch-all strategy here. 2-1-2 at the start. Crystal takes out Default, so there's the AK down. Zlinks is going to be able to recover it, but it's still not looking too healthy here for the Portuguese team. Panthers on the ropes. Team Acer with map point. And a 2-man advantage as well going into the minute.
Time to step it up, Zlinks.
Oh, he doesn't get the timing right there. So Threat stays alive. They actually go so far as to smoke off the doors. They incendiary the window as well. So this is actually forcing quite a few nades out. Shame that Just gets picked off, but then that Spitfire pushing out from Longhouse. Wenton lurking in CT is going to pick off Zlinks. And it's going to be down to Zelen now. Last man alive here, 1v5. Spots out the man upper, but it's not going to be good enough. Spitfire takes him out, and it's going to be a 16-13 finish for Team Acer in this first map. So the Swedes managed to withstand the Portuguese storm. The claws, the fangs.
That was a lot closer than it looked to be. When Acer won those 4 rounds at CT, it really looked to be become a more dominant.
You know what they had? They had a ball of yarn, a really big ball of yarn, because Panthers, you know, they needs to be a bigger y'all. Yeah, exactly. They just threw it over there.
All right.
They're like, go.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to a break soon, but first we have a special announcement. That's for Swedes, seeing as we have this this little thing called